right. What am I playing? The Stanley Parable.
This week we're playing legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. I have written on this game.
I'm drinking one of my favorite beers of all time.
What are you drinking tonight?
A Colto.
You were drinking a Colto, and we were playing one of the best games, in my opinion, out there. This is the Stanley Parable. I think the Steam description for this starts with, you will play as Stanley, you will not play as Stanley, and it gets crazier from there.
What?
So this was originally a mod for Half-Life 2. It was a source mod.
Real quick.
And then they ported it.
Real quick, breaking immersion.
Yeah.
Shouldn't our little screen be...
No.
No?
That's on the Twitch, but it's not going to show up here.
Okay.
It never does.
Okay.
Nope.
Begin the game.
So, and this might be in
never
frame.
The end is never the end is never the... Okay.
You're getting a sense for it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
I think you're Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month, of every year.
Any job is considered soul-rending.
Stanley relished every...
Stanley loved it, though. You love this job.
As though he had been made exactly for this job.
As though he had been made exactly for this job.
Stanley's happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
You showed up on Saturday, you idiot.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And now you're in control. So he just said that you stepped out of your office. And if you need to adjust the sensitivity or anything,
no, this is fine. I feel like I'm floating when I walk, but hey.
You kind of are.
Okay. How do
I think E is your interact button. There might not be anything to interact with yet.
Well, I'll leave the office. Hello?
Yeah, there's your interact button.
Hello?
Go back to your office, maybe?
Hello?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I need my coffee.
You gotta go to the meeting room. Perhaps you missed a memo.
Okay, where's the meeting room?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of do because I've played this game a number of times, but
copier.
I'm gonna actually try to stay quiet because I will talk too much.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's like he's watching you.
Oh, I turned it off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
What?
Nor did it advance the story in any way.
What? I'm just trying to find people.
But he already told you it doesn't make a difference.
Well, this is missing like a motivational phrase here, like courage, you know, and whatever, like
freedom.
Yeah, no, courage.
With the big like open mountain.
Yeah, courage.
Courage. Even the smallest person can climb the largest mountain or whatever.
The smallest tree grows to the mightiest pine.
Even Stanley can climb the mountain.
No, well, actually, that's too corporate. You can't climb the mountain. It should be something more begrudging.
Even the little trees matter.
No.
To make you feel
oh
like
God, that's a FedEx label.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't think about it.
Oh. Who's it addressed to?
Stop trying to read the FedEx label.
It's a home delivery, but we're in an office.
Stop trying to read.
That makes me angry.
Stop reading the FedEx label.
I was there for 12 hours today. Cut me some slack.
All right, I will cut you some slack. You are taking the longest time to work your
Trying
way
to
through
find
this
the
office.
meeting room.
And I kind of love it.
Why is this box yellow?
Because
Not
it's
a
a yellow box.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Cues from the environment.
Which is that nobody's here. The cue is that everybody's gone. Stop trying to read the FedEx label. Go through the only open door. Or are there two? Is there one behind you? Is that the one you came in?
Where I came from.
Alright.
This narrator's kind of mean.
You're going to get to know him pretty well.
Someone escaped through the duct. Or there's repair people. And coffee was spilled.
Oh my gosh.
Did Jesus come back?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, fine.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. What happens if I went through the door on the right?
You can go back and try.
Yeah. I'm supposed to go this way, I guess. Oh.
It's just a meeting room.
Dark and depressing.
Tips for not getting fired.
Yet
This
there
is-
was not a single person here either.
Alter that.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
It's just
boss's
a calendar.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
So you said you decided to go to your boss's office. Hoping you'd find an answer there. Don't you love the corporate speak?
No. Oh, I can open this door.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
God, this narrator's a
You've listened to him
dick.
so far.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Oh. This oppressive looking office.
Yeah, your boss lives in just richness.
Is my boss Tenpenny? Do I work in Tenpenny Tower?
No. Though that would be kind of amazing.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Okay,
And
this
so
is-
the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
You couldn't possibly have known this.
Where was it?
It's on the wall.
Oh.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad. Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
The newly opened passageway.
Oh. Oh. Mr. Burns?
Yeah, this is kind of a crazy guy. This looks inviting.
It's dark. Equally dark, but unhealthy glow to it.
Yeah, this seems like a good place to be.
Why am I going down into like a secret lair? Oh, loading. Keep this game loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I don't want to go that way.
You've done everything else the narrator said.
Care? That sounds sketchy.
What's over on the left up there? Is that written in crayon? Oh, it's been a while since I've played this game. It's so good. Make your decision, Ryan.
Cake or death?
Which way are you gonna go?
Cake. Death.
Are you picking cake or death?
I choose cake.
Escape it is.
Actually,
Are you gonna follow him?
I want to know what the hell's going on. I guess, what, have I been mind controlled? This is... I can escape. Then I have no clue what'll happen, or I can follow the story.
You don't know what's gonna happen either way.
No.
So take your pick.
Follow the story, I guess.
Alright.
I don't know what'll happen if I try to escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Am I in the Matrix? Is this the architect is going to show me everything Keanu Reeves did?
A little bit. This is good and safe.
Why am I just out on another, like, floating island of death?
Now the monitors jumped to life,
Oh.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
How'd you love the narrator's voice?
Oh, why am I slowing? No. Okay. So where did everyone...
So which number were you?
I was...
I don't remember.
427? Because I was going to make a 420 YOLO joke. But...
You didn't make it when you tried to open the door that was labeled 420?
This mind control facility, it was too
Door
horrible
420.
to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Is Batman
That his
coming? I heard the
emotions had
Batman
been
music.
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Just doing my job.
Yeah. And were you only happy because
No.
they said you were?
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
No.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay.
But
How
here
do I
was the
know?
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. How do I tear it apart? I don't want to push buttons. Without knowing.
There's a big thing that says facility power.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's probably a place to start. just a button that says 5.
I don't want to just push buttons.
Mind controls idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the
There's a
room's
big
power,
on-off button.
he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Am I just going to blue screen the thing? Okay.
Good job.
Well, now what?
Give it a minute.
Blackness and a rising chill of
Are
uncertainty.
you feeling the uncertainty?
Was it
Yeah.
over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Alright. So that was ending 1.
Okay. So that was the good ending?
It was the ending where you followed everything the narrator told you to do. So now... Is it just starting me over? It might just be starting me right over.
Here, okay.
If you leave your office, is he going to say the same thing?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, so now you need to go against him somewhere.
Stanley decided to go to the
and see
meeting
what
room.
happens.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So you had thought about this your first playthrough. There's your 422.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
So your first time through, you
It
thought
didn't
about,
advance
like,
the
oh, what
story
would happen
in
if I
any
went right
way.
instead of left? So
When
you can give it a
Stanley
shot
came
there,
to
but there's
a
lots
set
of
of two
branches.
open
Remember, there was
doors.
the up and
He
down at
entered
your
the door on
office,
his left.
all that kind of stuff.
Freedom.
The escape versus... So take your pick.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We're going to see if we can make the narrator upset with us.
What?
Basically. That's what you just did. Like, you went off track, the narrator claimed something, and then you went the wrong way.
So I am our Rogue 20, our roll. I am our Rogue Trader party.
Yeah, no, you are now attempting
I said,
to go against...
hey, this planet has treasure, and you all went, ah, goodbye, we're going that way.
Basically.
Okay.
You are now doing that for a video game
I'm a player
narrator.
character.
Yeah. You may or may not even be Stanley. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He told you were Stanley. He also told you were going to go left.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I think he's mocking
Stanley
me.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drinks. It's out of order. Piece of junk.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh.
Make your decision.
It's making me mad.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't.
What?
He's now getting mad.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do
Isn't this
want
great?
to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
This kind of
Give
reminds me
a
of Bryant.
chance.
Yeah?
That last little, like, angry rant sort of reminded me of Bryant.
I hope he's watching.
I hope he is too.
If not, I'll send
You
them.
see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah,
right? Like,
no,
you can
the
see
rant.
that, like,
What?
why are
Really?
you doing that? Like,
Why
no,
would you do that?
I'm
Yeah.
trying to help you guys.
Yeah.
Wow, these are, like, shitty offices.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
All right, so hold on. You're colorblind. Can you tell which one is red?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I just want to make sure before.
Yes, I can.
I just want to make sure you were making the decision. That's all.
Okay. I want to, I guess...
It's okay. I don't care which way you go.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
What?
red door. I still don't think we're communicating. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, there's a blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
He's not going to get in your way now.
Okay.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
I feel so
And in the
bad
end,
for
it
this
was
narrator.
all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Oh my
Tell
god.
you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design.
You're
and
gonna
you can
like
give me some
this.
feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
The wooden door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. What
the hell is happening right now?
Here.
What?
Do you want to? Do you like that choice?
You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. What?
There's a leaderboard now.
Only the worst 3% player. 3% of players chose the blue door. Oh no! Oh.
This is you. 9,328.
7 hours?
That's just what it says.
Well, that was sad.
Well, pick your door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind
happened?
taking a look at it, would you?
You have pissed off the
Let me
narrator,
boot it up.
and he is taking it out on you.
What just happened? What?
It crawls left towards
You better be
danger.
ready. This you actually need to do
move
something.
back to the
What?
right,
If
and
he
if
reaches
you
the fire,
fire,
you fail.
You fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will
What
really
is
take
happening?
this. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to
Buckle
make sure
up.
it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Save the baby. Save the baby.
Oh my god. Oh my god! What?
So he wants you to play this for 4 hours.
This is already hurting my head.
So are you going to keep playing this for 4 hours?
I kind of like dubstep. Give me the air horn.
Oh my god.
And suddenly John Cena!
I mean, it's either that or you let the kid die. I mean, it is a paper kid, like taped to a wooden plank.
Yeah, it is kind of shoddy craftsmanship.
Though that fire looks pretty real.
Oh, you thought I was going to do it.
I'm not sure when you're going to do it. But I am convinced you're not going to play this for 4 hours. Mostly because I don't want to stream this for 4 hours.
I wonder how many viewers you can get just doing a marathon of, like, Save the Baby for 5.
I bet you someone has played this for 4 hours.
For charity.
Yeah, maybe they did this for, like, a stream. Like when they stream that game where you just turn slightly to the left for...
You heartless bastard.
That was
Did you do
annoying.
it because you hate babies or
What?
purely to spite me?
No, your game was
Because
boring,
it's the
narrator.
latter, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience.
Narrator, your game was boring.
I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Turn the lights off on me?
Hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What?
You're going to play someone else's game now.
My foot's falling asleep.
Alright.
I need to... What?
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create...
Is this
to fulfill a
copyright
greater
infringement? I
artistic
can't get out.
purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then
Throne. Oh.
let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
No, you can you actually bought this game on Steam. So
Look
this
at
is... He actually
Gaze upon my work of
contacted
art
the games
and
that
feel
he ended up using.
ashamed at your own
So this is Minecraft approved.
but
Or
you
it's
let
fair
me see
use,
it
one
from
of the two.
outside. You've
But it's
only
pretty
got
clever
half the
one way or the
experience.
other.
Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
What?
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
The DM has just gone insane.
Yeah, you have driven him there.
I have driven the DM to madness.
It was always my personal goal to do it to you, so...
Succeed. I don't know what I'm feeling right now because I started playing this game called the Stanley Parable.
And now you're playing Minecraft.
And now, no, I'm not playing
Well,
Minecraft. 'cause
you're
I
being
can't do
led
anything.
through Minecraft.
I'm being this is like a shitty Let's Play.
Well, keep seeing where he takes you.
Oh my,
caves.
it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, you don't make me make anything. Mushroom, mushroom. Can't pick them up. Anything down here? Because this is like, by now I would have had tons of skeletons.
No, this is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
Nope.
I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This will do it all, 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I was making a break for it before he could wall me in.
He's taking you to a new game. One that's more linear.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
This is... Now I'm playing Portal. What's going on?
It's a puzzle. critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
I know how to do this.
Genius.
Oh my god. I'm
You
playing...
know what? I think that's plenty.
No,
really
I
don't
like
care much
Portal.
to see you stumble through any more of
I'm
those
playing
games.
not mystery...
And I highly
This is the
recommend-
mystery of mystery games.
Which is why rather...
Oh. Oh.
You just broke out. You broke out of the game, man.
Where's the narrator?
You lost him. You literally left him.
I thought I was supposed to just keep...
He was mid-sentence. He was going to take you to another game.
What?
And you jumped.
Oh, no.
Now you are alone.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Am I just falling forever? No? Okay. Oh, God. So horrifying. Slender Man? Am I gonna run into Slender Man? Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think I saw Slender Man.
No, you didn't.
I don't want to go that way.
I promise you did not.
Oh, my God. This is actually... Oh, what is happening?
Who's Grimmick Dunkel?
That would be Alex. The stream is really far behind, or is that not caught up? That's frozen.
It looks like it's frozen. I'll refresh this and see.
Grimmig! Hey, this
It says excellent,
this
so
room
we're
has
in.
lights on.
Yeah, if you can't get in there.
Oh, there's lights this way. Math me to Ganon! I feel like I have math to something.
427. Is that your number? Is this your office in this alternate universe?
Oh, this is the control of my office. Now what?
Did you explore everywhere?
I thought I did. I don't have a narrator helping me.
That's what happens when you leave the narrator behind.
Oh. Oh.
I wonder what he found.
What?
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy
I was
cost
enjoying
of
mystery
You
gaming.
understand
And then
soon
you
what I
left
was
him.
trying to tell
I
him.
thought that's where I was supposed to go. He picked up the elevator. I'm
Someone
like,
who will
okay.
wrap
He was
everything up at
talking
the
about
end,
how he's going to take you to
make
the next
sense
game,
out
and
of
then
the
you jumped.
chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
This is an ominous
I
narrator.
can wait.
Right? He's so good.
So, okay. I went good ending, and then I think I went worst ending possible.
So there were about 15 endings, and that was not the worst. We're not going to
That's
play
not
through
the
all
worst?
of them. No, I guarantee you that's not the worst.
That's not the worst. I went as off the rails as it goes.
There are worse endings. But take your pick.
Someone else is also playing the Stanley Parable. We have inspired
That's
him.
Jamie,
All of his code
who said he's sad he can't watch
Why can't he watch?
because he wants
Stanley
to play the game
decided
and
to
not
go to
see
the meeting.
spoilers.
Oh,
Perhaps
he
he
hasn't
simply
played?
No, he's never played it, so he's actually just now starting it.
Jamie!
He's
I'm
not
sorry.
watching. He's
When
so you
Stanley
can choose
came
to
a
go off
set
the
of
rails
two
here,
open
or you can
doors,
choose a
he
different
entered
point
the
if you
door on
want.
his left.
That's the beauty of this game. Is there are so many branching paths.
This is like a better version of those Goosebumps Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Yeah,
there
those
was
old
not a
choose your own
single
adventure.
person
You see why I love
behind
this
them.
game though? Like it's just so
Feeling a wave
interesting.
of disbelief, Stanley
Synergy,
decided to go
core
out to his
value,
boss's office.
expenditure,
Shift
He might
global
find an
market
answer there.
parade
paradigm,
paradigm.
monetize, free to play. Oh god! Wait. Help!
It says help something. You're moving way too
Help!
much.
I'm a post-it.
Yep. Help. I'm a post-it. Someone being clever.
That's what happened to all of my. Oh, hang on. This is where the narrator got mad.
One of the first
no,
times.
Oh, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything
He
at
also
all.
might remember what
I'm
you did in
just
the
going to
previous
be patient and
playthroughs.
wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this world. Please take your time.
So because you've done this before, he actually remembers and says,
Oh,
"Screw you."
you're a dick.
Coming to
All
a
right.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
Do you want to see the really bad ending?
Yeah.
Go down. If you want to see the darkest ending there is, this is it. If memory serves.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply...
You notice that's where you came in?
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Not a dream.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility?
Stanley just
for himself?
altered time and
Stanley is
space.
as awake
Or
right
hallucinating.
now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely, if he could just...
I don't like this.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Oh my god.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake
Oh
up.
no.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
What?
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life
Has a wife?
exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
In this version, sure.
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine.
I am okay.
Okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear
I told
my
you this
voice?
was the dark
Who am
ending.
I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
Yeah,
This
that's...
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What? What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her
Oh.
place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
That's the dark ending.
That's odd.
I told you hadn't found the worst one. Alright, do one more.
Okay.
Do one more, then we'll call it for the night. So pick whatever path you
Someone
want
was
to go on.
following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over
Or
his
maybe
shoulder
we're
now,
already
he
in
would
one.
surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Aha! Nah. Slender Man?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So there's lots of branching paths you can take. So take your pick.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a Stanley by the...
What?
I don't know. That still rhymed. Catch a Stanley by... I don't know.
Alright, do you want to... So, if you go that way, the one diversion that you haven't done that you know of.
Heads, you win.
Wait, what?
Tails,
What does I win mean?
I go right.
Oh, okay. So heads, you go left. Tails, you go right.
Yeah.
Which one is heads?
Heads, you
All right.
win.
So left.
I'm Stanley. Fuck it.
Go wherever you want to go. So this one, you could go all the way to the escape button.
Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided
Don't
to
forget
go
to go in
up
the
to his
break ball.
boss's office.
I think he's fed up with you.
Oh my god!
That was pretty great. Yep. Can't go in there.
I thought he might say something about me going in.
Coming
Yeah.
to a staircase,
Okay, so I
Stanley
don't remember any
walked
more choices
upstairs
past
to his
that,
boss's
so-
office.
No, downstairs. Once you go downstairs, you're kind of
You're
done.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, Moony Crisp. Wookie Crisp.
Extreme bathrooms and time,
Time
with a clock. That's amazing.
Nothing, narrator, about Stanley had to take a tinkle. Oh.
You found the dark part of this guy's office. You are also making a decision here. The narrator hasn't commented on the
No,
fact
he's
that you weren't
actually
here.
been strangely silent for a little while.
I think you made him mad. I think he's still mad about the previous couple.
But he was talking as I went.
A little bit.
He was like, "Oh, Stanley knew da 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 blah 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 blah."
He also boarded up the door.
Yeah.
Maybe you're stuck on the elevator forever. That would be hilarious. If you could get in the elevator and then never leave, that would be one of the best endings.
Wait.
Maybe can you go up instead of down?
Where was it going all that time? It was vibrating.
Maybe it was going nowhere. Maybe it was just like jiggling at the bottom. You're already at the bottom.
But I'm going up.
But the elevator shaft doesn't have to go down.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
I really don't remember where this elevator takes you, or even if it takes
Anywhere?
you somewhere.
No.
So it's also possible some of these endings that you can get are triggered based on what you've done in previous playthroughs.
I need a safety room.
And so
Nothing.
And so in light of that, it's also possible that like you don't have whatever the prerequisites are for the elevator.
Like boarding up the room.
Yeah, like stuff like that adjusts each
Stepping
playthrough.
into his manager's office, Stanley was
remember
once
what
again
password
stunned
was?
to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Oh.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age
That was
music.
Kenny G. No. I was totally hoping like.
I wanted him to play like loud dubstep. Some calming new age music. And he plays the baby crying with
Feeling
the...
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Could you go right here? Was that the other option? Was there anything over there?
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh no. Wait.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. No.
Maybe there is, but it's too dark.
It is, but I'm not gonna.
Not gonna mess with that. This is what happened last time.
Yeah.
Don't
Scary.
panic yet.
I'm scared.
Are you gonna go through the escape?
Yeah.
Because you could also go to the mind control facility
And what? Turn it on.
and turn it on. There are lots of
I
options.
just want to go back to my normal life. I'm normal.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So it's up to you.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his father.
You gonna try it? I mean, this is our last playthrough for the night,
Yeah.
so...
I've already met a violent death once, and I've been
The door
reincarnated.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
So I think I have something like
At
6
this
hours
point,
clocked on this.
Stanley was making a
Because I
conscious,
kept going for
concerted
different
effort to
endings.
walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That's ominous.
Oh God.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
What do you think that accomplished?
Oh.
Time to find out what's next.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Stanley doesn't have fall damage. Oh.
As the machine whirred into
Oh my
motion
God.
and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his
Oh.
demise, it reflected that his life had
Oh,
been of no
no.
consequence whatsoever. Stanley
No.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was a
No.
like plugging the eyeballs from the blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief
Can you get
and
out?
shadowed life.
Can you jump?
There was Stanley.
Crouch? Oh gosh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as
What?
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a
What?
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone.
Did
in
we
his
find the
body,
narrator's
killing
narrator?
him instantly.
Oh. What?
Should just let you out.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Keep going. You gotta admit, you love this.
I'm so confused and intrigued.
Wait till you check this
Wait,
out.
am I in heaven?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Nature paintings. But look, this is the... There's your computer. This is the map of your first...
Oh.
Of the office. So you're literally in a museum about the game you're playing. Right? So,
Thank you.
so this is actually just a museum about the game you're playing and its history. So when they say that the game was that way, they actually mean it. Look at this.
Wow.
The buttons.
Wow. Okay.
Pick where in the museum you want to go next.
Now I don't know what to... Boss's office.
So these are from development. There's your office clock. Is there a button to push, or do you just have to stand here? Oh, I can hear it.
They're throwing a surprise party for
We don't get the... There's no
Yeah.
captions for it. So it's a little hard to hear. For us, maybe the people watching can hear it.
I don't know. This.
I don't know. My video preview is not working very well, so I have to keep refreshing.
Womp womp womp.
But that's right. So you're going to see stuff in here that you haven't seen yet in
yeah,
the game.
the freedom ending. Monitor remote. Okay, well.
So that's where you're going to go when you're done. I think.
I feel like this is spoilers.
A little bit, but that's part of the game, is that there are spoilers built into the game. There's your office.
Several times.
Different versions at different points in development.
Alright, well, I guess.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Oh.
You can still
What?
save these two. You can stop the program before
What?
they both fail.
What?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
So do you want to hit escape and quit, or do
Choose
you want to
it.
die?
Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
It's up to you. Click it. See what happens.
I am my own Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone.
All right.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
So
to
there's
the
lots of
meeting.
other options.
Perhaps
There's
he
lots of other
simply missed a
endings.
memo.
I remember at one point there's a way to go out that window,
Oh.
but I don't remember how to do it. I think it has to do with turning off all the computers that are on.
Okay.
So you found one that turns off.
Yeah.
When you turn that off, another one comes on. And I think if you turn them all off or something, you can go out the window.
Oh.
That leads to some interesting stuff. If you had stuck it out with the... Instead of jumping down the portal, so when you're in the game Portal,
Yeah.
your next game, I think, is Half-Life. So you would have ended up in Half-Life 2, like, doing the opening scene.
Yeah, on the train with...
Which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
So there's just lots of different endings. There's ways to get through that elevator upstairs in your boss's room. There's a way to have the narrator set off a nuke,
What?
which is
Stanley
kind of
stood
exciting.
for a long time in one spot. It's part of the game. He likes to see how long. he can
There's
go
an ending
without
where you
dying.
don't leave your
So far, he's
where you
doing
don't leave your
excellent.
office.
And if he
So you just
stays
sit in your
right where he
office.
is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
So if you just stay in your office, the narrator eventually gets mad and just says like, "Fine, we'll start over," and he starts over.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a clever game.
This is a very...
It's very interesting. It's kind of playing with the idea of choice in video games, and we've got like, for a while, choice was the big thing.
Mass
Like
Effect.
Mass Effect, all these BioWare games, all these games that talked about like having actual choice. And this game was like, let's play with that, let's toy with it, and let's mess around. And that's what they did. And you got really interesting stuff, like taking the narrator and making him angry. There's so many endings that we didn't even come close to seeing. So maybe we'll revisit this someday. Maybe I'll just make you play it on your own later because it's kind of fun.
I would probably play it on my own again later.
And
This
maybe,
game was entertaining.
But everybody should go check it out. It's on Steam. It's pretty fantastic.
Okay.
But I think we're done.
That's that. We will
Quit
see
the menu.
you all...
Look at that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. So wait. Because then inside of that is another one.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me hurt.
All right.
That's that.
That's
see
that.
you all next Monday for a 4-player game?
Possibly. That's the plan.
That's the plan, because we
We,
got some guests.
we might
people
have some
coming.
guests on the show, and we might be playing a 4-player game. I got a couple options for that. And